So you've got a lot of stamps that are still stuck to the envelopes, and you want to go from this to this. Loose stamps, not attached to paper anymore. It's actually really easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So collect some stamps, and then we'll go see. Okay, so once you've gathered some stamps that are stuck to paper still, you want to get some hot water, pour it in a bowl, so that the stamps will be completely immersed. So then you just take these papers and pop them in. Make sure they get underneath the surface of the water. Just one at a time. I do a couple at a time. You want to make sure they're underneath. And there we go. I'm going to actually go get a little bit more water and add it to the top, but that's all you do. And now you're going to let it sit for an hour. Okay, so I let them soak for an hour, and some of the stamps came off. You can see these two did, but a lot of them still are stuck. Some are still stuck. So I changed the water. I drained it, and I added another 2 cups of hot water to the mix. So we'll let that sit for another, I'm going to leave it for like 2 or 3 hours this time. I'm in no hurry. And then we'll come back and see how they're doing. Okay, I let these sit another 2 hours, and now they just are coming right off the paper. You might still have a little stuck on the back, but you can just kind of rub it with your fingers and the back will come off. And I'm laying them just on a paper towel to dry them. This one's going to be tough. This one is actually covered in plastic, so it's not going to work. But the rest of them should just pop off now pretty easily. And you can put them down in the paper towel. If yours aren't coming off for some reason, do another water rinse. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And use another batch of warm water. You can also use a bigger bowl. I'm using kind of a small bowl. But as you can see, most of the stamps have come off the papers. And you're just letting them dry a little bit on the paper towel. So I'll let you do that, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so now my stamps have all been liberated from the envelopes. Some of them came right off, and some were a little trickier. I had to rub them, but no worries, they're all off. And I'm just drying the tops now with a paper towel. You want them as dry as you can be. You can just roll them too. I did find there were 2 stamps that were discolored because they were on a yellow envelope, and the yellow ink from the envelope soaked into the stamp, so I had to throw those stamps away. But everybody else turned out well. So once these are dry, you're just going to get some wax paper or parchment paper. Works too if you don't have wax paper, and a book. And just fold the wax paper in half. Put it on the book page. And then lay your stamps on the page. Easy enough to do. And just give them a little room so they don't accidentally overlap. If you've got some that are curled, you can put them down face side first. But go ahead and do that. If you need to, obviously turn the page. We'll turn a few pages. These should all fit, and put down another layer of wax paper. I did find the stamps that came from China came right off. I don't know why that is. And then some of the American stamps were stuck a little more than others. And they're also curling. And I'm not sure why. These are from Greece. Are they pretty? Pretty flowers. Stamps are fun to save. And this also works if you're a stamp collector. This is what stamp collectors do to get stamps off of envelopes. All right, here's the last 4. Okay, so I'm going to fold the wax paper down. Make sure, oh, this one's not laying flat. Make sure nobody's overlapping and everybody's laying flat. And then I'm going to close the book on it. And then I'm going to press this book beneath about 10 others. You might be fancy and actually have a book press. I don't. I just use books. So I'm going to press this for about 2 days, and then we'll come back and see our stamps, okay? Okay, so here's the book that I had pressed the stamps into. Let's see how they look. Oh, they look great. I can tell already. Yep, they're all flattened. They're dry. I let it sit for 2 days. Well, I did it Friday afternoon, and then this is Sunday afternoon. So yeah, 2 days. And they look fabulous. And even if they had a little bit of stick on the back like this one did, because of the wax paper, they pop right off. But they look great, don't they? And now they're nice and flattened. They don't have the paper around them. You just have a pretty little stamp to use. So next time you get something interesting in the mail, save that stamp and you know how to use it for your artwork.